What's going on YouTube? It's your boy kevOzilla back with another video. Guys, I'm gonna say this right off the rip. I'm done now covering the whole update and tutorial about how to set up the Cronus Zen after the most recent beta update and setting it up for PS5. I made two very long, well, one tutorial video is longer than the other, but I made two videos now, so watch them both, all right, before coming to this video, because now, since the Zen is fully supported on PS5, you know, with the edge control, the DualSense, yada yada. Now I'm making the switch over from using the PS4 version finally to the actual PS5 version of the game. So COD, Apex, yada yada. All right. So in this video, I'm bringing you guys step by step my actual in-game updated settings, along with the game pack settings, along with going through the game pack manual, as you can see right now on your screen. All right. So I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this video. This is that video. Now I'm also going to be doing the same exact video like this, but for Apex sometime this week. All right. I'm pushing maybe for Sunday, all right, but no later than like Tuesday, all right? So don't worry. I know a lot of you guys subscribe to me for Apex as well. Even though I main COD here on the channel, I do bring Apex from time to time. So now, like I said, with this whole update for the PS5, I got you guys with the updated in-game settings as well as game pack settings for Apex. So don't worry, but I got to cover this first. COD is first. Now, I'm bringing all my in-game settings from the PS4 version to the PS5. It's the same as that game. All right, same as that game pack. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 22 Pro game pack for both My Pass and Cronus Zen. It's the same as that game pack. It's copy and pasted. Same as that game pack. The only difference between the two is that you already know the Strikepack has paddles. When the Zen, there's really no paddle mods, but they have like elite button mods or something, like for the elite controller. Also, you could use it if you're using the Zen back button attachments, but I don't use either. All right, and on the Strikepack, you got paddle mods, you already know, making things a lot easier. But it's the same exact game pack, guys, okay? All right, guys, so before I go ahead and continue, let me say one thing real quick again. Let me let you guys know, please, I encourage you to go back and watch those two tutorial videos, all right? I covered this update twice, all right? One is longer than the other, okay, because I wanted to make another one to really explain everything, all right? And at the end of that video, I got some very valuable information. All right, the video I uploaded yesterday is longer than the one I uploaded 2 days ago, or a day ago, I should say. All right, it's about 32 minutes long. Please, I know it's long, but sit there and watch that whole thing. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. All your answers are answered in that video. Follow that video from start to finish. Trust me, and you will be styling and profiling on PS5. That sounds corny, but trust me, I don't lie. I bring you guys raw, factual information here on this channel. All right, just follow directions and you'll be good to go. Watch that video, all right? And like I said, at the end, I got you guys with an in-game setting that you should already be having. All my OGs already know since you've been subscribed here on this channel and been watching all my videos. But I got to remind you guys every now and then. All right, so just make sure you watch that video. All right, now let's continue on. Starting from here, vibration settings must be on. See that? No matter what game pack you are using and running, no matter what game, in-game vibration must be on. Okay, that's how these mods work, both in-game and in your console's menu settings. If you wish to block the feeling of in-game control vibration, this game pack has a built-in block rumble setting in its global mod section. You guys already know I go over that all the time. I'll be going over it in today's video. It's a setting of mine that I use because I'm one that doesn't like in-game vibrations, all right? In no game I play. Especially if you're playing competitively, that's just a no-no. That's a con. That really messes you up. But some people actually enjoy it. So if you're one of those crazy people that like actually control vibration, then I guess just leave it. You know, shout out to you, but I can never just, it's not for me. Now, moving on. Known in-game setting requirements, okay? This is from Collector Minds. Known in-game setting requirements, okay? Vibration on, of course, I just explained that here. ADS sensitivity multiplier 1. Custom sensitivity per zoom off. Aim down sight behavior, hold. Interact/reload behavior, tap to reload. Now, let me stop right here for a second. Let me explain this, okay? I know this says known in-game requirements, okay? But I know some people, because I'm guilty of doing it, and I still do it from time to time, I changed this. Tap to reload is very good for multiplayer because you don't want to be running around and accidentally pick up someone else's gun and then get killed off a nuke streak. That has happened to me countless times, and it really aggravates me, all right? So this is mainly for like multiplayer. I can understand in Warzone 2, people changing this to, what's the other two? Prioritize interact or prioritize reload, either one. I know some people rock either one because it makes it easier when looting and stuff like that in Battle Royale. Fine. Now, you could get away with changing this because I found that to be like, how can I say? It doesn't interfere with any of the mods, anti-recall, none of that. It doesn't make a huge difference or difference at all. All right, and I've been changing. I've been using both, back and forth, and I haven't found nothing yet that really interferes with it by me changing this. Right, so I could say you can get away with changing this setting. Everything else, no. But I would say yeah, it depends who you are. It depends. All right, but like I said, I main multiplayer. I love multiplayer more than anything, so I leave this tab to reload. All right, Collector Minds gets all their settings and everything done just by leaving the in-game settings as standard default everything, right? So that's why they have these requirements, because the way they go about testing their stuff and all that is just by leaving the in-game settings alone, all right? Depleted ammo weapon switch disabled, all right? Now what I just said brings me to the field of view, all right? The way they test and everything. See this field of view 80, they recommend 80. Or if you are using any field of view higher than 80, use 80 as field of view independent. See, so they want you to use independent if you're rocking anything higher than 80, okay? Otherwise, you will need to compensate with quick edit. For example, here in this channel, I made the switch over to affected, 120 field of view affected ever since, now is supported, on PS5 and stuff like that with Modern Warfare 2, yada, yada, moving forward. 120 field of view on affected. To me, I love affected. It's just way better than independent, especially for multiplayer. If you're a sweat, the majority of the sweats out there are playing on affected. It's just better to me. All right, trust me. I used to be on independent. You guys already know, all my OGs know I used to rock independent, yada yada. But then I made the switch over to affected and never looked back. Okay, so if you rocking 80 field of view on independent or whatever have you, and you got all your in-game settings matched up with your game pack correctly, and you're following directions, you're following all these requirements, you can get away with just using, the weapon AI feature that they just recently added, and just leaving the weapon profiles as is, like 0, 0 vertical, 0 horizontal. Of course, whatever weapon you have in your hand, you got to make sure that you got the right weapon profile set. So for example, if you're using M4, make sure you got the M4 set on that specific weapon profile, and you're going to have a beam. All right, you're going to have little to no recoil already just by leaving it on 0, 0. All right, why? Because that's the way they got it set up, right, within the game pack and all their settings. Like I said, that's the way they do all their testing. All right, so if you start to change your own settings and do this and do that, match everything with the game pack, right? But you're still going to have to find your own values. Like for me, my videos, you guys already know, like I said, affected 120 field of view. I always bring you guys values because I always get recoil. So I'm always going to have to adjust. Normally, my recoil pulls down on affected for me. It pulls down and off to the right sometimes or off to the left. But normally, it always pulls down. So I got to bring her up a little bit, all right? Because I'm on affected. Again, if you're rocking anything less than 120 field of view, or if you're just rocking 80 field of view on independent, you could get away with just leaving their web profiles as is. All right. But once you start to go higher and change and stuff like that, see, then they say you're going to have to use quick edit. All right. But that's one thing that I went over in the past, and I got to let you guys know I'm 120 field of view on affected. Okay. Then that's it. You are now ready to use the game pack, but we're not quite done yet. What I'm going to do is, like I explained, I'm going to go through my in-game settings with you guys, and then I'm going to match everything with my in-game settings to the game pack. Then I'm done. So please follow along. All right, so here I am. I'm on the PS5 version of the game. I'm gonna show you guys, boom. Okay, no gameplay, no anything in today's video. Like I said, strictly just about settings. My in-game settings. All right, so you can follow along, copy everything if you wish. All right, if not, if you got your own settings, cool. Just make sure you copy them correctly to the game pack. All right, let's start with controller first, right here, boom. Input device, obviously, controller. Inputs, all right? These, I'm standard default everything, like I said. Okay, controller vibration on. That's a must. Okay, again, your boy plays standard default everything. All right, I have my trigger effect off. Okay, you already know that's the haptic feedback stuff. I don't really like that. I leave that off. Here is my in-game sensitivity. All right, 6.6 has to be one number, guys. You can't have like one higher than the other. So for example, this can't be 7, 6, or whatever have you. All right, so whatever number you wish has to be the same for both vertical and horizontal. ADS sensitivity multiplier. This is one of their requirements. Okay, a 1. Okay, all this 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, moving on. Vertical aim axis. I just leave this all standard. Aim down sight behavior. Hold. This is another must. All right, change zoom shared input. I just leave this sprint / tactical sprint / focus. Automatic sprint. Automatic tactical sprint. Equipment behavior, hold. Weapon mod activation, ADS plus melee. Interact / reload behavior. This is another must. But like I said, you could get away with using prioritize interact, prioritize reload, depending on like, your play style and if you're playing multiplayer or Warzone 2. Like I said, this doesn't really make a huge impact or let alone impact at all with any of the mods or anti-recoil. All right, boom, tap to reload for me. Armored plate behavior, apply all. For the controller vibration, all right, leave the intensity as is, a 1. Don't change this, just leave this as is. So next up, we have the advanced tab right here next to controller. All right, target aim assist on, aim assist type default, third person ADS correction type assist. All right, I played third person like a few times. Not a huge fan of it. I mean, it's fun, but not a huge fan of it. Aiming, aim response curve type standard, ADS sense multiplier 1, ADS sensitivity transition timing instant, custom sensitivity per zoom. This is another requirements off. Okay, off. So this is going to turn everything else off. All right, here's the next important part. Inputs dead zone. These are your dead zones for your sticks, your left stick and your right stick. My settings, all right? These are my settings, my in-game settings. This is how I play. This is what works for me. I don't suffer from stick drift. I don't even play with controls with stick drift, all right? That's just a no-no. Why? I avoid that, all right, at all costs, okay? But I know there's people out there that play with stick drift controls that don't mind it or just, can't find the means to purchase another one, whatever have you. I understand. Okay, so this part, I guess, is to each their own, depending on your situation, depending on, like I said, your whole stick drift issues. But if you do not suffer from stick drift, my advice to you guys is just don't mess with any of these, leave them as is. Or if you want, because everyone has their own in-game settings, all right? Everyone has their own preference, how they play, whatever. Go into a private game, try out your sticks. I see if you suffer from any type of stick drift and set up these numbers accordingly, okay? I can't tell you the best numbers, the best, because everyone is playing differently. Everyone has their own in-game settings differently. Some people don't mind stick drift, yada, yada, all right? But me personally, I don't, all right? I don't like stick drift, and I always use, straight up good controllers that don't have any stick drift, all right? Like my current Edge controller right now, still brand new, good to go. And if I do suffer from stick drift with this controller, easily I can just swap them in and out, all right? But let's go. My left stick minimum input dead zone is a 5. All right, my right stick min is a 10. I know it's point whatever, but I'm just saying it's 5. You see it says 5. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so 0.05. All right, 0.10. All right, for the right stick minimum input dead zone. Left stick max 0.10. Right stick 99.99. All right, and then my triggers, my L2 and R2 dead zones are all the way down to a 0. Even though I use the Edge controller and I set the hair trigger mod on within the game pack, hey, you want the most fastest response possible, humanly possible with your controller, right? So I'll bring these down to a 0-0. All right, now let me explain my sticks, my dead zones. All right, so my left stick is a 0.05. The reason why I have it on a 5 is because anything less than that, literally, if I put down the controller, is going to like be moving on its own, right? Even if my controller is good to go, brand new, if you bring this down to a 0-0, right, and you can try for yourself, the most littlest, if you blow on it or whatever, I'm probably exaggerating, but the most littlest pressure, your character's going to be moving. It's going to be moving. To me, that's a no-go. I don't want that happening because that's bad, especially during gameplay when you're playing. It's going to be a little too crazy. It's going to be a little too fast. And when fine-tuning, like making small movement adjustments is going to be, it's not going to be there because you have this so low. So my advice to you guys, try, 0.05 or anything above, up to you. But me, since I rock out with new controllers, this is a perfect number for me. All right. For you, again, if you suffer from any type of stick drift, jump to a private game, test it out, put down your controller, all right, and just test out your movement, your left stick, see if there's any dead zone. If there is, adjust your left stick, your minimum and your max, okay? The max, I have it at a 0.10 for me. Adjust how far the left stick needs to be pushed to produce maximum input. That means that you see how I have automatic tactical sprint. That means that anything over a 0.10, that's pretty much like the pressure of me moving the left stick is going to give me full sprint. All right, anything like above the 0.10, and anything between 0 to 0.05 is not going to be registered, which is good because that means that no stick drift. I can put down the controller, I'm good to go. But once I start to apply that percentage of pressure, then it's going to register. It's going to start picking it up. Okay, and then from 5 to the 0.10 is going to be normal until anything after that 0.10 is going to be full-fledged. That means it's going to act like if I'm fully pressing up on the left stick, if that makes any sense, okay? The right stick takes the same thing into account, all right? But that's your aiming stick, all right? Now, that's not your movement, that's your aiming stick. So I leave this as is. All right? I leave it 99 and I leave this at 10. My right stick min and max, leave them 10 and 99 as is. My left stick, I found these two to work perfectly fine for me. Again, this is my settings. All right, just because I'm speaking like this, don't go ahead and copy exactly what I'm showing because it might not work for you. Okay, and your controller, you might suffer from stick drift, yada yada. So try out, see what works for you. I always say that in all my videos. All right, so these are my input dead zones. All right, again, I stay clear. I don't even use it. If I find a controller that has stick drift, I'm like chucking it, or it goes into power with all my other broken controllers. If I can replace it, I can. If not, then so be it. But I understand, not everyone can do that. A lot of people just stick with it. So just go into a private game, test out, and see what works for you. I just have to say this. There's only one mod in particular I would say that really has to do with your left stick, and it doesn't even really make a huge difference even if you start to change your left stick, is the rotational AA. Rotational aim assist, because rotational aim assist moves your left stick. You guys know it moves your left stick around for you. So even if you mess with your left stick dead zones, it doesn't really impact that, because I've tried that. You guys know I made videos and I used to use rotational aim assist, and I didn't find really no big difference. Rotational aim assist still helped me out in those situations. But other than that, it doesn't affect anti-recoil, because the anti-recoil uses your right stick. Even regular sticky aim assist, ADS aim assist, uses your right stick. All right, so there's really small mods that really has to do with your left stick, if any, just about rotational AA that I could just think of the top of my head. So you'll be all right using these settings, or even just messing about with your left stick dead zones. I know tons of people that do, all right, and they have no issues. Like I said, the only one I would say, the only mod would be the rotational AA. Other than that, you should be good to go, unless they start changing or adding more mods that's associated with the left stick. Then, you know, that's a different story. But as of right now, you guys are good to go. Controller orientation up. All this gyro stuff, off. All right, off, everything. I don't want none of this. Same thing here, boom, 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 off. Movement behaviors. Sprint / tactical sprint behavior, toggle. Auto move forward, off. Tactical sprint behavior, double tap. Grounded mantle, on. Automatic airborne mantle, partial. Automatic ground mantle, off. Invert slide and dive behavior, standard. Plunging underwater, movement. Parachute auto deploy, off. For the love of God, off. Sprinting door bash, on. Ledge hang mantle behavior, mantle only. Combat behaviors. ADS stick swap, off. Backpack alternate control, off. Weapon mount movement exit, on. Weapon mount exit delay, short. Depleted ammo weapon switch, off. This is a must. This is a requirement as well. Quick C4 detonation, on. Vehicle behaviors. Vehicle camera recenter, short delay. Camera initial position, free look. Overlays behaviors. Ping wheel delay, moderate. Double tap danger, ping delay, moderate. Wheel menu behavior, hold. Right? I know there's a lot of settings here that doesn't really matter, right, within the game pack, but I want to bring you guys a detailed in-game settings of exactly all my settings, all right, with the controller, the advanced, and now moving on to the graphics. None of these really matter. All right, I'm still showing you guys my settings anyway. Post-processing effects, world motion blur, off. All right, highly recommend all this crap off. Off. Turn on this. All right, max it out to 100. All right, view, here we go. The field of view, very important right here. All right, 120 hertz refresh rate on, of course, PS5 version, let's go. Field of view, 120. Affected. Weapon field of view, default. Next up, third person field of view, 90. Again, this doesn't really, it's irrelevant because I don't play third person. All right, but I'm sure you guys my settings anyway. Okay. Next up, first person camera movement, 50% at least. All right, recommend. This, recommend 50 also if you're playing third person. All right, third person ADS. For third person ADS transition. Default camera. All right, when spectating, gain perspective. All right, brightness, and then just safe area. All right, to each their own. All right, most important here is the field of view. 120 field of view, unaffected. Like I said, this is what I rock. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. My Zen is plugged up. All right, let's go to device first off. Boom, showing my setup for the PS5. All right. Showed this to you guys yesterday during my video of the tutorial. Now let's go to programmer. Okay. Let's go into the game pack. Boom. And now let's just double check and let's get everything matched up accordingly with my in-game settings. and then we should be done. All right, so right straight from the top, all the orange must match in game. You see that? Match in game, boom. I play standard default everything, okay? As I showed you guys right from the beginning of going through my game pack settings, all right? My control configuration and all that, everything standard default. All right, trigger dead zone, L2 and R2, 0, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Right here, stick sensitivity, 6.6. Right here for the minimum, 10. Right, and then the max, okay? So minimum, maximum. Let's continue. Response curve type, standard. All right, boom. Now let's continue on. If you're following along with the Strikepack, it's the same thing. In fact, I'll go through the Strikepack and show you guys the settings on that as well. It's the same exact thing. The only difference, like I said, I have turbo mods associated with my paddles, right? Left and right. Let's continue on. Global mods, block rumble. This is the only thing I use. Hair triggers, both triggers. All right, nothing in my active aim mod or shot mod, though I said coming soon, I will be bringing in updated aim assist settings, all right, that I am testing out, okay? After like the whole update, the whole anti-cheat, yada, yada. I haven't been running anything as of, all right, still, like I told you guys, but soon I'll be bringing an updated video on that. But as of right now, this is what I'm rocking, nothing. Anti-recoil mode, standard, default quick edit, okay? Weapon selector mode, all right, this is where you select weapon AI, but I already explained that. I don't rock weapon AI. Weapon swap mode, manual, all right? If you're rocking Warzone 2, all right, then I would suggest going automatic in case you're rocking like an overkill class setup like an AR or SMG kind of thing. And then that's it. Here are the weapon profiles, all right? All right, guys, and here we are. Same as that game pack, all right? Same as that settings. So I'm going to go through this kind of fast, and then I'm going to end the video. So here we are. Default 0, same thing as on the Zen, same as that copy and pasted game pack settings. You can see boom, 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 boom. Okay, the only difference is here, I play with the Dominator, not the Eliminator. Okay, I just like 2 paddles. I'm not an octopus, like I always like to say. So my left paddle, which is button number 1, left side, is turbo map, and I have that map to circle. Same thing for my right paddle, which is paddle button number 2, turbo map. I have it mapped to X. Okay. And here are the global mods, just block rumble, hair triggers, both triggers. All right, same thing, no aim assist anything for my active aim and shot mods, anti-recoil mode, standard quick edit. All right, manual for weapon swap. And then here are my weapon profiles. All right, I just forgot to change this back to regular fire since my last video. And yeah, that's it. Everything else still the same until my next video. So boom, there you have it. These are my exact settings, my in-game settings, my game pack settings. Pretty much, I'm only rocking anti-recoil at the end of the day. So I'm good to go with my settings. Like I said, stay tuned for that aim assist video. I don't know when, just give me some time and I'll start working on it. As always, take care everyone. Till next time.